Hello YouTube, back to Panda channel, and today we will talk about gold. And I'm not gonna review gold coin here, but I will talk about like how much gold you should have in your portfolio. Okay, I've already made a video about how important it is. What is the importance of keeping gold in your portfolio? Of course, gold is a very defensive asset, and now we're gonna dive into a little bit deeper detail. And if you have to keep gold, I mean, how much you should have in your portfolio, and this is what what I will talk about in this video. And so let's get down to it. The rule is actually it's not so fixed. If you really see in the Google, or if you see the financial article, I mean, I've read some financial books. They always give like a very general rule. Like normally they will say, some people will say, oh, okay, I've seen some people will say like, oh, 20 not keeping more than 20% of gold in your portfolio. And then for the financial guru that is more aggressive, he will say like, oh, maybe just keep it like 5%, maybe and then some will say, oh, just keep like 10% of your portfolio in gold. To me, there's no like a fixed rule actually, like how much gold you should have in your portfolio. But if I have to offer my advice, and this is based on my experience, okay, that I think how much gold you should have depends a lot on your situation and depends a lot on your age, in my opinion. So my recommendation is that if, let's say, you just got out of college, right, I think you can forget about keeping gold in your portfolio, okay? Because in my opinion, I believe after you get out of college, you start making money, get out of school, okay, making money. If you don't go to college, I mean, you get it from school. As soon as you start making money, you can just forget about gold, okay? Instead, in my opinion, what you should do is that you just channel that money, put all your money into stock market, so then it can, because it's aggressive, aggressive investing. You want to reap as much profit as possible. Whereas with gold, it's all about saving. It's not generating any more money for you. So then, so that's like when you were really young. Like let's say when you're like in your 20s, after get out from school, from college, you start making money. Just forget about keeping gold. In my opinion, this is why I want to make this video, because I want to dive into I want to dive deeper. Rather than believing the general consensus, the general rule about saying like, okay, 20% of gold, 10% of gold. I don't really believe that. I believe it depends a lot on your situation, and it depends a lot on your age, especially. And so yeah, after you get from college, in my opinion, you should just basically forget about gold and just focus on building like a solid portfolio, like solid stocks portfolio. And then as you get older, right, as you get older, things starts to get a little bit tricky, because let's say when you hit like 30, right, maybe you start thinking about making a family. Now this is why it's gold starts to become more important, because it's all about stability. Guys, when you look at gold, you have to think about stability, okay? This is like a very stable asset. It doesn't generate anything, but still, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, why this nonsense investment? I mean, a lot of people say like, oh yeah, gold is not producing any income, but then why people still want to keep it? Because it's safe, guys, and life is about safety, and you will realize how good is insurance or safety once, especially if you have been burned. You will know how good is safety is. Gold is like very safe investment, okay? This is something that you have to cherish, especially after you can cherish after you get burned. All right, so when you start thinking about, let's say you are at the end of your 20s and you want to make family, and then you start thinking like, oh, okay, yeah, perhaps you want to have like a little bit of saving, right? I mean, if you want to build a family, just in case, if your family have any emergency, then that's when I think it doesn't it's no mistake if, let's say, you want to boost up your gold saving. Let's say you want to increase it to like 10%. I don't see that as a mistake. Then in that kind of situation, I think you want to increase it to like 10%. It makes sense, or even 15%, doesn't matter. When you get it from college, let's say you can just forget about it. Like 0% is fine. If you are really like a gold advocate and you want to keep a little bit, I would suggest make it like 5%, 0 to 5% after you got out of college. And then when you start hit like your the end of your 20s or early 30s, when you start want to make a family, you want to increase it to like 10% to 15%. I think that's ideal. And then as you get older again, let's say when you hit your 40s, your 50s, at this point of time, I think your priority of life has changed, right? I mean, by that point, perhaps, I don't know, it depends a lot on your situation. Some of you perhaps have already had kids, and then you want to prepare for their fun education, and you already know, if you see my video about inflation, education is one of the crucial aspect that is affected a lot by inflation. All right, and we know that gold is keeping up with the inflation. So then if, let's say, you want to, after you hit your 40s, and then you want to prepare, let's say you want to prepare for the child's education, and then you may want to keep your gold holding a little bit more, let's say like 20% to 25%, but in general though, but in general, I can say, again, it depends on your situation, but in general, I think personally, I will not keep more than 20% of my portfolio in gold. I think I'll be happy with 20%. I'll be happy with 20% and maximum 25%. But then again, it depends a lot on my age. If, let's say, my age is like, again, like I just get out from college, I would not keep 20% of gold. I will keep like 0%, perhaps 0% to 5%. But then once I get a little bit older, like 30s, maybe I would just keep it like 10%. But then when I'm old, like 40, 50, 60, then I will try to keep it like 20%, 25%. But in general though, I will not keep more than 25% of my portfolio in gold. I would rather keep it in somewhere else, like maybe stock, very solid stocks, or real estate, and again, guys, this is 20% of, we're talking about percentage in terms of your portfolio. So your portfolio meaning, it's like your stocks, your cash, your gold, your equity, your everything, basically your wealth. We're talking about your wealth. You can even take it, if, let's say, you have an antique car, or you have like art, that has some value. You can even take that as your portfolio, and then you manage the percentage of gold in your portfolio. So when I say about 10%, 20%, that's like your portfolio. It's not your cash, it's not your equity, it's like all of your wealth. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much like my opinion. What do I think about the percentage of your gold that you should keep? And I hope this video is useful. And guys, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Check out my channel. I've made like quite a lot of videos as well. I hope it's all useful and informative and pretty entertaining for you guys. And if you like it, please subscribe. And then that's it. I'm gonna keep this short and concise. I hope you like this video, guys. Please click like button, leave your comment, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.